What's going on, guys? It's your boy Eric. This is going to be my first actual video post to this channel in probably about a year. And I want to give some background or some details as to why that is. So at the beginning of 2023, I met a pretty big content creator named Airsoftfatty, who was featured in iDubbbz's documentary back in the day, probably 2019. And it had come to my attention that Airsoftfatty actually lived really close to me because I was able to meet him at an event earlier in January of 2023. Fast forward to the 5th or 6th of May, and Chris is set to appear on Fish Tank. He leaves his room a mess at Cookie's place. Literally leaves the mess for Cookie to clean up. Him and his wife literally have to deep clean his entire room, and the reality is Chris was just so dirty that he literally could not take care of himself in that house. Like, when he left, when I cleaned out his room, there was literally, the floor was ripped up. Like, you could see, the subfloor. You could literally see the subfloor in his room. He had like fucking 3 or 4 giant holes in the drywall, and just left all this shit for Cookie to deal with while he went and just, tried to make money on Fish Tank. Because the original idea after Fish Tank, when he was telling all of us moderators in the Discord, was that, oh yeah, I'm going to win this money, and I'm going to come back, and I'm going to pay off Cookie, and I'm going to get my own apartment. It's going to be great. And that's not what happened at all. So after Chris went to Fish Tank, I dropped him off at the airport. I had to go pick up Chris's belongings, all of his items, which wasn't packed. I had to go get totes and pack them, most of them. But there were probably 6 totes that he had already pre-packed. But unbeknownst to me, inside of these totes were the fucking remains of his mom and his dad, his deceased mom and his dad. Literally didn't tell me this. I had no idea. I literally found out from Cookie. He's like, oh yeah, that's really weird that he just had you moving his parents. And I was like, what? What? I'm moving his parents? But that's not really that big a deal, right? Who cares? It's someone's parents, right? That wouldn't have been as big a deal if it wasn't the condition that he packed them in. So, Chris being Chris, he packed a tote full of wet clothes, dab torches, headphones, all sorts of random shit. And inside the tote full of wet clothes that was sitting in my garage for 2 months was the fucking remains of his parents, covered in mold and all this shit that had been growing, God knows, since he packed it, before he left for Fish Tank. So I had to go through the tote, because at first, I didn't even see his parents were in there. They were literally covered with clothes. And so I was asking Blaze, his current manager, like, should I just toss the tote? Should I go through it? And literally, Chris said to toss the tote. Like, if I hadn't taken like an extra few minutes just to go through the damn tote, I could have been responsible for technically throwing away Airsoftfatty's fucking parents, dude. And I didn't even know they were in the tote until Cookie told me they were. It's just so much more than I signed up for, and so much more than Cookie signed up for. I mean, Airsoftfatty literally left Cookie with like a $2,000 bill. Not all of the damage was from Chris, but the majority, like a fucking broken bathtub. The whole bathroom needed to be cleaned because he never cleaned it, and he would just throw Noname in the fucking bathroom. Noname is a whole other story too, because when I'd go over there, bro, when I'd go to Chris's house, there was literally a time where I had to tell Chris, like, yo, Noname needs water, dude. Like, and he goes, oh yeah, I'll fill it up. So he's sitting in a chair like this, right? Just a fucking office chair. Leans behind him with a bottle of water and just starts filling up a Beyblade arena with water. as this fucking cat's water dish. And I was just speechless because that fucking cat literally drank every drop that he poured into that fucking Beyblade arena. Ugh. It was just such a pain in the ass. But nothing can come close to Airsoftfatty literally leaving his moldy parents in a tote in my garage without telling me. So I just wanted everyone to know, what kind of guy Airsoftfatty is. I mean, he'll make it seem like you're his best friend, right? And then, he'll find someone else that can suit his needs better, and then he'll do everything to try to stay in contact with you as long as possible until it seems like he doesn't need you anymore. Literally, the last time I talked to Chris was when he had that account scare, and he thought that Blaze was about to steal his fucking account. Sort of like what Josh did back in the day, like 2020. It's happening again. Blaze has total control over Airsoftfatty and his content, if you guys couldn't already tell. I mean, he's going over that whole, weed influencer fucking shtick, but it's not working, Chris. People want the real you, and just because Blaze might have brought out Robert to Maine, I don't really think that changes the fact that while you were on Fish Tank trying to earn some money, you literally left your parents in a moldy tote and didn't tell me that they were there. So, yeah. That's all I really have for you guys. I just wanted to update. Yeah. Hope you guys have a wonderful night, and till next time. Peace.